We work IT, we live IT, and now you can listen to it. This podcast will tell you about the life of IT company and it will show you another side of the business. It is not only about IT, it is also about us. Enjoy this episode and welcome to Natek podcast. Welcome to our fourth episode of Talk IT with us. I'm very excited to introduce you Tomas Marcinko. Tomas is a team leader for SAP account in Natek. In this episode, we will talk about the impact of SAP in businesses. What was the hardest and biggest incident Tomas had to solve? Is SAP Basis somehow related to SAP Hana or S4HANA? We will find out what's Tomas's favorite SAP product and many more. Tomas has 13 years of experience in SAP proves that he is the perfect person to talk to about the world of SAP. Tomas, how are you today?
I'm very fine, thank you very much. We have a nice rainy weather, so...
Yes. This episode is focusing on SAP. How does SAP influence businesses?
Well, SAP, I think they also like to present themselves as a business enabler. They don't, they help large companies, or not large, any companies, to run their business. They support all their internal processes, or the, HR, finance stuff. So they're basically support for any company that needs to run their company software, so to say.
Mm-hmm. So it makes the business life easier.
Well, yeah, that's the goal, or that's how they would like it to be. Not always the case, but yeah, that's the story.
Why did you choose SAP as your career path?
When I started my first job, I was right after university. I didn't have the idea what exactly I want to do, but the company offered a so-called IT farm, where we went through this essential training, and at the end they gave us possibility to choose, and one of the presenters introduced SAP to us, and I thought, well, this might be quite interesting, so let's give it a try. Yeah. And I've been trying for 13 years now. So,
so it was a good choice then.
Obviously, yes.
What are you responsible for in Natek?
Well, I have this combined position here in Natek. I am SAP delivery lead and a team lead, which means that I'm doing the SAP Basis job like a regular technician, and at the same time I'm leading the team. Currently, we have 15 guys in our team all together, and we are all third level support for SAP Basis, which means we are the one who are responsible for the SAP systems that are up and running. Not from a technical perspective, not from the application, so to say, but from the technical perspective. Our responsibilities mainly are to solve the most complex incidents for our customer, and also all the so-called implementation projects like updates or patching or kernel upgrades, migration if there are any, but currently not really, but even migration. So really this high-level technical work with SAP, I would say.
So you are a problem solver.
Well, sometimes we're also the problem makers, but our main goal is to be a problem solver, yes.
Do you all take care of only one company, or is it?
No, we have few customers within our team. One part of the team takes care of it's a company that produces packaging, and second part basically take care of a customer that works in heating industry, so to say. And there are also two minor ones within the team. So we have different customers, but the scope of work is very similar. And this is what I like about the SAP Basis part, that although you work on various customers, the scope of work is very similar, and one person can help another, although they don't work on the same customer. So the cooperation in a team is really, really essential if you want to succeed. And that's something that we really have on good level here in Natek.
Yeah, so you also help each other with the issues, even though you are not working on the same.
Yeah, because like I said, the same customer could have issues that other only come across to. Of course, that's quite normal, and therefore it's really good to have this knowledge sharing within a team, and we do realize that, and we always share if we have some issue that's really above regular problems that we run into, then we share with the team. So if somebody runs into similar issue, next time goes, hey, this guy hit something like that before, I'll ask him for the solution, and it's always helpful.
Do you prefer to work on a bigger company or smaller company?
It really doesn't matter. The SAP is pretty much the same. In a bigger company, it's you always have somebody that's responsible for something. In a smaller company, it's easier to find that somebody. So,
what was the biggest or hardest incident you had to solve?
That's two different questions actually, because you can have the biggest incident that you'll be solving for like half of a year, and it's gonna be really complex, but it's not really influencing the customer. On the other hand, you can have the hard incident, which is going to take down the whole production. You have 20 people working on it, and it's going to have to be solved within minutes or hours. And unfortunately, we have experience with both types. So,
well, it's not unfortunately. Maybe it's
good. You learn something definitely.
Yes. Yes. Does SAP Performance Analyst function belongs to SAP Basis product, or it is something that influences the SAP operation, but it's in actuality not part of it?
The part of SAP Basis work definitely is to improve performance of a system, usually upon request of a customer. So yeah, we deal with it on a regular basis because well, customers always at least a little bit unhappy about the SAP performance. That's normal, and it's part of our job to either help him to tune the system or to convince him that the performance is as designed. So
is SAP Basis somehow related to SAP Hana or S4HANA?
Well, SAP Basis is related to everything that's based on SAP. Yeah. Of course, SAP Basis also deals with HANA and S4HANA. HANA is the database that we take care of for any customer, and S4HANA is the application that we install, migrate, upgrade, or do all the basis work on it that needs to be done. So, yeah.
Now everyone, including our clients, is talking about SAP S4HANA. What is the reason for it?
Well, SAP S/4HANA is the latest product from SAP, and SAP is really pushing hard all current customers from SAP to convert to the S/4HANA, as it's like I said, their newest release. They're using various methods, so to say, to convince the current customers, and the most significant one is that SAP stated that by 2027, all current customers using SAP have to switch to S4, and all other older products will not be supported anymore. So, yeah, they're pushing really hard, I would say.
I'm not a SAP expert, but I found out that SAP S4HANA is the product of SAP HANA, or is it not?
SAP HANA is the database, okay?
Yes.
And SAP S/4HANA is the application that is running on top of a HANA database. So that's a bit different, but don't worry about it. It's quite many people have a problem to distinguish between HANA, S/4HANA, and I'd say the terminology right now in SAP is quite unhappy, or unlucky.
So what is the biggest mistake people do in terms of mixing the terminologies? Or
they usually think that HANA or S/4HANA is like one name for the that the HANA is the application. That's the problem. We want to go to HANA. Like, okay, why do you need real-time data? Well, we don't. We just want to go to HANA. Like, okay, people or customers sometimes don't realize that the HANA really is in-memory database, which is really fast. It's good if you really work with the real-time data.
The new version of SAP HANA database was launched. How is it different or better or worse than the previous one? Or is it?
Well, it is definitely different. It has many features. The HANA 2 database, to be more specific, has many features that HANA 1 doesn't have. From all of them, I can mention especially it provides multi-tenant database, which has many features and advantages compared to a single tenant database as HANA 1 was. Or, for example, the new customer that want to use S4HANA and want to use the latest release of S4HANA have to use HANA 2 database because if I remember correctly, S4 Hana 1709 and later has to run on a HANA 2 database.
Yeah, and has the pandemic somehow influenced your maybe workload or?
I wouldn't say it influenced the workload, but it just really influenced the way we work because SAP is really specific in a way that even though you have years and years of experience, you always meet with something new that you haven't gone across before. And from this perspective, it's really good if there's a group of people sitting in the same room, and you like say, hey, I have this and this problem. Have any one of you ever seen this before? And there usually is somebody like, yeah, I had something similar, and then you discuss and you go through it, which is quite a little bit more problematic if you are in an online world and you have to either, send email to everybody, hey, anybody of you seen this error? So from the problem-solving perspective, it is it's causing us a bit trouble, so to say. But I wouldn't call it like a horrible change. Yeah, definitely not.
What would you wish to SAP HANA to its 10th birthday?
Oh, it's 10 years? Really? Yeah. Wow, time flies. I remember when SAP introduced the first HANA, I was in the SAP in Madrid, which SAP is really huge conference from SAP for our technical guys, and they were introducing HANA back there, and it was really interesting. The SAP HANA actually already has a successor, HANA 2.0, so to the first HANA, thank you very much for the 10 years. It's been interesting. And for the new generation, I hope you'll be at least as good one as the old one, and less and less incidents.
And maybe the last question: what is your favorite product of SAP?
Difficult one.
Okay, your favorite product and the most challenging one.
Well, the whole SAP is really challenging, but I would say my favorite is, I don't know whether it's considered product, is SAP Leonardo, which combines all the modern things. And I'm quite a big fan of IoT in general. And SAP Leonardo supports the SAP for IoT. So that's something which, if there will be possibility in the future, I would like to work on a little bit more, maybe even near Natek. And so SAP Leonardo, I would say.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tomas. That was very insightful, and thank you for your time.
Thank you as well for having me here, and hope to see you again.
Of course. And I would like to thank to our listeners. If you are interested in Natek, please go to natek.eu or our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, we are on it. My name is Victor, and I hear you on the next episode of Talk IT with us.